In this video, I'm going to clearly explain how a learner driver in Wilton in Cork failed their test recently. As you'll see, this bizarre incident that you're going to learn about actually took place at traffic lights, but was marked under reaction to hazards. I'm going to share as much information as possible so that you don't make the same mistakes that he did. If you like this content and you find it useful, don't forget to give it the old thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, don't forget to hit that button on the homepage. Subscribing costs nothing, and it means you might be notified more often of when I upload more amazing free content to help you achieve your driving goals. Okay, let's get on with the video. So the incident happened here at Crossroads, and the Crossroads happened to be a set of traffic lights as well. Now, I'm not sure if there was a yellow box. I don't think there was a yellow box here, so I'll try and disregard that. The yellow box is not a factor in this video so much. So the learner driver was the blue car here, and there was a red van, we'll say, coming this way, okay? So the learner driver was going straight, and the red van was coming down to turn right here, okay? Now, the red van was probably a little bit further down, as in he was probably closer to his line than the blue car was to his line when he first saw him, okay? So the blue car was intending on going straight, and the red van was coming down, and the learner, who was the blue car, noticed the red van indicating late, around about here, indicating to go right this way, okay? So the red van indicated late to go into the right, so to go in this way. Now, the blue car was going on like this, and of course, as you'll know from right-of-way rules, the blue car should have just went straight on and continued on his way, because the blue car has right of way, because the blue car is doing less work. He's not pulling across traffic, he's just going straight. And I have a video on right of way at Crossroads. I'll leave a link in the description and the first pinned comment, just to clear up the right of way rules. So the blue car got completely spooked by the red van who was indicating, and the blue car decided to stop then, either here or maybe further up, I'm not sure. We'll give him the benefit and say it was here. And the red van didn't move, okay? So the blue car stopped, but the red van didn't move, because the red van just assumed that the blue car would go straight. So the red van was staying there, okay, with the indicator on. And because the blue car saw the indicator, he misjudged that, and he just thought he was going to pull across. He was probably worried that he was going to pull across. But in the end, there was a bit of a standoff here, where the blue car was kind of stopping, for example, to let him go, and then the red van wasn't going. And this standoff developed and developed, that at one stage the red car was going to go, but then the blue car went straight as well. And then we had another Mexican standoff. And then what happened was the really bizarre thing. The blue car decided to reverse back a bit like this in order to create more space and give the red van the opportunity to go. Now, this is a big, big no-no. You cannot reverse on the main road like that, because it's dangerous. Because one, you have to take account of cars behind you and any pedestrians behind you as well. Two, you don't do it because you have the right of way, so you should just keep going. And three, you're inviting the red car to cross over traffic where there could easily be cars coming straight ahead like this. So it's a big, big no-no to reverse on the main road. The only times you reverse will be like on the reverse around the corner, the turnabout, maybe some parking or some other kind of like unusual or emergency, but not here though. As this standoff continued, it appeared that the blue car was kind of blocking a car here. So I'm presuming by reading between the lines that the light had gone red for these cars, and the light had gone green for the yellow car. So all this kind of to and fro in here meant that the yellow car was trying to go, say, right, like this way, or straight, whatever, but he was blocked by all the kind of activity going on here in the centre of the junction, which is not ideal. In the end, the situation resolved itself, but the learner doesn't really remember if he went first like that, or if the red van went and completed his turn like that. He's not really sure, because it's all a bit of a blur to him at the moment, and he acknowledges at the time that he probably was going to fail on that anyway. That was the situation, and it just comes down to the poor learner, God love him. He just completely overanalyzed and overreacted in the wrong way, just because the red van was indicating late. And sometimes other drivers, like if they're full licensed drivers, they're not going to be as tuned in and they're not going to do everything to the letter of the law like a learner would on his test, for example. Other drivers will indicate late, or sometimes not bother indicating at all. But just because someone indicates, that doesn't give them any special rights to cross. Like an indicator is just a communication device. It's you telling people what you are hoping to do once it's safe. It doesn't give you any priority or anything like that. The learner driver, for whatever reason, just got completely flustered and confused, and he just incorrectly thought that the red van was going to pull across him, and that's what all the stopping and all that stuff was for. And that's ultimately why he failed his test, which is a pity, because if you look at the full report here, he was borderline with a few marks, the tester said. So even though he got over 9 marks or over, like, the tester might have given him the benefit of the doubt on some of the grade 2s. So what I'm saying is, without that grade 3 incident, he would have had a very good chance of passing the test. So he's a very capable driver, but for whatever reason, this incident just completely got him all confused and flustered. As the learner driver was coming up here, he needed to make a note of the red van. He needed to acknowledge him, but he just needed to keep going as well. Like, I mean, unless the red van is like literally recklessly pulling across you like that, there's no need for you to stop and give him right of way, because it's completely wrong, it's dangerous, and it's not in keeping with the rules of the road. Now, sometimes in driving, you may have to stop suddenly or react slightly abruptly if something happens, but this wasn't one of those cases. Like, take this example here. For like, I'm driving along here, I'm heading up to a roundabout down a hill, and I'm coming up around the bend, and now all of a sudden a dog appears out of nowhere, and I had to react suddenly and brake and stop the car. I didn't actually come to a full stop, I just managed to slow down abruptly because I didn't fancy being a dog murderer that day. That's an extreme example of where I felt I had to react to deal with the situation. But back to this situation here, like, this is not in any way comparable with the dog incident that I had to deal with. This is my email address here, danetai@gmail.com. If you have any questions about driving, or you'd like me to analyse your driving test report sheet, just send me an email. If you would like to support me, you can do so by PayPal or by Revolut. Links will be in the description and in the first pinned comment, and thank you in advance for any support. I really appreciate it. I'll be back very soon with another video. Until then, slán go fóill.